evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Mighty Misfit Menagerie, or... Cast.
Have we ever figured out what the cast part of our name is?
We're the cast of the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was for broadcast or cast.
I thought it was broadcast.
That's what I thought too.
Oh, it's both. It is a double meaning.
Speaking of this MMMCast Civil War.
What? We could?
Yeah, you just knock my dice around.
Someone always has to be in a cast, so who's up for breaking their hand first?
Got it.
All right, go.
Let's go.
Rio volunteered, it's fine.
Volunteers
I'm not going to do it on stream because that'll get us banned, but in between on the break.
So next time, just look
If
after
Rio's not.
I have no medical coverage, so this is not going to go well.
You heard it here first. Single payer healthcare America. Anyways, now that unnecessary statement was made, I would love to find out about what else has been happening. Although we have been still uploading to YouTube weekly, we have all not been together in the same room for a month because I got COVID for a little bit there. And everything, yeah, Rio got COVID as well. Everything's better now. We didn't get it from each other.
Weird.
Yeah, just got it at the same time. Same week. It was, I was starting to feel sick, and then Rio was like, I'm also sick.
Well, it was funny because like you tested positive. I was like, I should take a test because I am very sick. So I was like, there you go. But I work in a hotel, so it's like an occupational hazard.
That's what always made me laugh was I got it from my husband, and people were always like, well, how did he get it? And it's like, he's a paramedic. We don't know. Somebody was sick. But anyways.
And then it is also raining in Tucson, so if you see me coughing a lot, it's because I cannot breathe when it's humid.
It only rains, luckily, like 1 month out of the year.
But
Yeah.
fuck do we need it? Yeah. What do we need it?
Yes, and luckily for Rio, unluckily for our water levels.
Well, like before this little week of rain that we've had, I looked it up. We've had less than a half inch since last September.
Jeez. Dang, particularly dry year here.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's all enjoy.
Climate change.
We're being very political tonight. I'm okay with it. Speaking of reporting on things that have happened.
Just one more stupid political statement. Just one more. Kittens are cuter than puppies. That's all I'm gonna say.
Get out.
I know.
You just
Although they have
lost
the breath.
so many subscribers.
You know what? I feel like if we can't have the hard conversations and remain friends and respectful of each other, what is the point?
Well,
we
what
just gonna
was
go-
the first 20 minutes of all of us talking about?
Can you tell we haven't seen each other in like a month?
So long. Some of us got to see, like, I got to see everyone but Helena and Jake yesterday for like,
Yeah,
our
but
home
I mean,
game
that
that
was
also was gone for like 2 weeks. Yeah. So
I like it
For a
when you
while.
remind us of your other.
you were invited
Then I got to see Rio Tuesday.
yeah.
And
So
last Tuesday I got to see
it's been a very emotional getting to see my best friends again after like 2 weeks of sitting. I saw you on Tuesday.
No, I know. You just called me your best friend, so I had to spoil it.
I would just like to point out that we've missed these in the chat, but Rockelman agrees that it is about broadcast and not the cast of the show. And additionally, about the hard conversations that heat metal isn't cheating.
I'm gonna ban him.
Speaking of
I
things
just
that-
want to point out,
Spicy.
I was the DM. Go fuck yourself.
I'm gonna ban him. That's all I'm gonna say.
Give us inspiration
We
before
love
you
you,
go.
Rockman.
Speaking of things that happened in the past, Helena, what happened to the last episode? That was so long ago.
I have so many notes. Okay, so we finally have arrived in Yon, and it's rainy. So we're like, okay, we're battling through some mist, and there's a cool boulder, and boom, there's the Dandelion Knight Amador. And he's like, yo, what's up? Stand back. This is my girl Gleam. This is my boy, girl, Queen, Pollinone. And we are here because, I mean, we feel like we've only been here a little while, but what's up with you guys? And we're like, and Kate's like, yo, I remember these people from the Witchlight. They were there like 50 years ago. And they're
Glimmer and Gleam? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Glimmer and Gleam were a team of twins, and they had an act. And Kate's like, I remember this act. What's going on? And Gleam is like, Glimmer is with the fucking hack. along with my shadow because she just goes around stealing people's shadows, and then people discriminate against us as the shadowless, and it's uncool. So we're like, yo, we should team up because obviously we want the same things, the downfall of Endolin.
Yes. Endolin Moongrave.
Okay, so then, and also Amador is like, I gotta protect Gleam. There's a fucking Cyclops out there, and I'm protecting her from him as well. Okay, so then Amador is like, I'm gonna take you to the Palace of Heart's Desire. There's some factions of people. There's these Korrans? Korok people.
Korreds. Oh my gosh.
Korraks are the little wood people
From Zelda. From Zelda videos. Korreds. Sorry.
That's whatever. And
The antibacterial.
So the antibacterial wipes are not exactly with the hag, but they're also like, they like chaos, and they fear her, and they fear the underground. So we're like, that makes sense. Goblins are also not loyal to her, but also fear her. So we're like, we need to team up. But Amador's like, I don't know where those people are. And we're like, well, nobody knows where anything is.
Sorry, I broke Jake.
They were like, Amador was also like, I don't know if you guys know that guy Burley. He's being held hostage along with Prince Alagarthas. He wants to go home. So we're like, well, we want to help all these people. That sounds good. Okay, so he's like, the Korags are at the Stonehenges, the Prince is at the Fey Beacons, and the hag, she's at Motherhorn, so steer clear. We're like, thank you. So we're like, okay, we go to the Henges, and we find this huge throne dedicated to this guy, Mazikoth. And he was an elf astronomer. Jeltra's like, I know that guy. He was an elf astronomer from a black star on the edge of night. So Cody's like, okay, let me sit in this throne. That makes sense. And he's like, starts to drift away, but we're like, whoa, don't do it. So he gets off. Then Percy's like, I'm going to identify this throne. And Jotra's like, let me sit on it while you identify it. Makes sense. So then she's like zooming through a bunch of stars and sky. And she's like, ah. And then she's about to touch a void, but then she gets pulled back. And Percy was like, yo, when she was in there, it was like power was going back and forth. She also got some proficiency on something.
Which one did you take?
Arcana.
Arcana.
Nice.
She understands the universe.
So then we go back, the throne goes back into the cliff face, and so we're like, we keep moving. There's some goats. We're like, fuck you, goats. Then there's a
Not
wagon.
a track record with goats, so I approve of that.
You guys fed the goats.
I was gonna say we fed the goats. Like I felt like we were cool with those particular.
Were we cool with the goats?
Yeah, because
Am I
they didn't
thinking of the
attack
other
us.
goats
And
that they-
I remember at
okay,
after party
that's
he was
fine.
like they would have attacked you.
They wouldn't have, but something would have.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
But yeah, we were cool with those goats. Those
Gotcha.
were pretty chill goats.
Those are fine.
Like of all the goats we've met on stream, those were the chillest.
You
So
gave them
let's-
gold and they ate it.
Let's hope that the chill goats come back. Great. So then there's this wagon with this cloaked figure, and he doesn't say anything. And then there's weirdly a whole play of everything we've done in hither and thither. And we're like, you've been surveilling us, man? And then he disappears. And we're like, who was that guy? But he leaves in his wake a couple of tickets for us all to talk to our hag, Endolin. No strings attached. Jeltra and Percy talk a little bit. They realize that Granny is in fact the being that got Percy out of his imprisonment, and that's awesome. Okay, so then we're at the hinge, and we're like, whoa, this looks like a checkerboard, like laid out on the ground. There's like shale figures and chalk figures, and they seem to be in this kind of like fight. And Jeltra's like, I know exactly how to make sure that someone wins. The shale team to win. She's like, I know exactly the move. And I don't know if she reveals it, but then they make the move and the shale team wins, and then the figures become people, and the shale team's like, we won. recapitated. That was beautiful.
Fantastic.
Well-
We had a lot happen.
So many notes.
Also,
amazing.
Helena, I think, unless we already handed it over, you were
did.
gifted, yes, a D6 from Rockelman. Thanks, Rockelman,
My thing.
for your fantastic recapitation.
Thank you.
And that is where we find you all now. Yes?
I was just gonna say, because I was waiting for the recapitation to be done, but you said the Korok swipe. Can you imagine every time you needed to use a Clorox swipe, you had to do a puzzle? It's like put rocks in a circle, and then the Clorox swipes pop up, and then you can use them.
So someone said the chaos
Korok?
Clorox.
Chaos Clorox.
And then Margaret leans over and goes, the chaos Clorox, it gives you germs. And that is what sent me.
Nice. Nice.
It was very irresponsible of you.
Too soon, Margarita.
And that is where we find you all now, as you have solved the puzzle of the board, winning the game for the Shale team, as out of the monoliths around you forming this circle, beings emerge from the stone itself, one of them cackling with laughter as she slaps another one on the back and says, "I told you I had it! One move!" And then walks over to Jeltra. They're about a tall,
Okay.
made of a what appears to be like a stony skin with long iron braids of hair. It clanks against itself as they move, and she sticks out a hand and shakes yours with a firm grasp.
Ooh.
Argentol, Queen of the Korreds. Lovely to make your acquaintance. Oh, sorry. It's a little hard to see through the rocks.
Well,
Your Majesty.
Queen of the Korreds, pleased to make your acquaintance.
Queen of the Korreds?
Yes.
So, is he the king?
No.
Oh. There's only two of you.
They are obviously
There are
foes.
6 of them total.
Oh.
As you turn around and look, each of the monoliths have another of these creatures stepping out. And it's clear as you see them that they seem to match the kind of stone they stepped out of. So she has a dark shale gray for her skin and dark black iron for hair. But around the circle, there is the color of chalk, peat.
So, the one who we're the queen is the one that we helped win?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
This is...
Your Majesty. A
I...
wonderful win.
Thank you. Dragu thought that there was a chance that he still could have made it, and I told him there was not. And she slaps the one that she's referring to, who has the pale skin of chalk, and as she does, dust comes off of his shoulders.
Was this a coup? Because we've already been involved with one of those, and that was very complicated.
She looks over at him, and he looks at her, and they exchange glances.
Why is everyone always looking at me confused?
I think they were just playing a game.
Oh, okay.
It was just a rouse.
Yes.
Well, you guys remember the Bullywoods, right?
I remember the coup.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
No,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
actually
okay.
rather exciting.
Yeah.
That was confusing, right? Not just me.
And previously, while you were exploring,
just you.
you had found small footprints, sooty hoofprints rather, leading to the stones. And this is clear now where they had come from as you look down and see that the Korreds have hooves 4 feet.
Cody getting bored with the conversation that's probably going to happen is going to
This is what they look like.
I like
Is going to go and try and step into one of the stone things. The one that he feels is closest to his skin tone.
None of them are particularly close. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put you over there.
oh no. You fix.
You walk past Jagu as he and the queen have approached and try to walk into the chalk stone and just...
I mean, I didn't walk full into it. Like, I push on it. Like
Jagu leans over to Argentel and goes, "That's what I'm... Hey, there are different kinds of intelligences. And
That's
clearly, this one's a game theory type and not necessarily a natural world."
We couldn't have said it better ourselves.
I did stop a bunch of mud mephits from killing us once.
There's very little natural about you, but it's what counts. But what is natural is what counts.
And
I
there's
don't know.
very
Something
little
about
that's
being
natural about me, but that's not what counts.
I was trying to make a comment about your penis. It's very natural. Very well.
I mean, when you're married to a horse, it is hard to feel good about that particular aspect. But Solstice has always made me feel very special.
Argentel's just looking between each of you with some sort of blank expression.
Do you not have a penis?
I do not.
Oh, he does.
Belcher, we have to.
We wouldn't get to this part of the conversation for quite some time,
Perhaps if we're
especially
going-
upon first meetings.
Perhaps if we're going to get into such personal matters, I might introduce you to my fellows. These are the leaders of our tribes you see around. Udoc of Flint, Azil of Granite, Mizelda of Slate, Yana of Basalt, Knoll of Obsidian, and Mallow of Marble. And of course, you already met the loser, Jagu of Chalk.
I'm gonna walk
A
over-
friend of alliteration. Excellent.
I'm gonna walk over to the marble one and try that one.
Well, if you
Just
I would like to accept my gift of reciprocity for that lovely victory.
Oh.
I mean, you surely would have won on your own if we had not.
Is this like a
Oh, no doubt about that. But you did it.
is this like a Fey gift? Because like we've been dealing with a lot of hags lately, and all of those gifts have been pretty terrible in the long run.
She hawks and spits mud on the ground.
Oh. Well, exactly how we feel.
I mean, also spit. Oh, well, that doesn't necessarily. That doesn't necessarily invalidate my question. What is the gift before I accept it? Is it to walk through marble?
She reaches she reaches into the ground, her hands disappearing for a moment, and picks up what looks to be a lump of rock, and then squeezes, and you can hear the sound of it cracking and creaking, and she opens it up, reveal a star sapphire.
Oh.
What color is a star sapphire?
Blue.
Blue. I'll take it. Yeah, for sure.
And for your reference, it's worth 1,000 gold pieces.
He is spoken for, but your gift is beautiful.
I mean, to be honest, we're not opposed to.
Oh, we do group sex. But in terms of my lifelong partner, he is mine and mine is his.
We're monocommittal, but open to other stuff.
To be completely clear, you all are pink and flashy. I am not interested.
Oh, okay.
This is a gift for the gift you have given me.
So Cody pushed the piece, but who was it that actually figured it out?
I think I did.
So I'm going to go and could you split this in two?
Oh no, that would be a terrible idea.
Oh,
And she pulls her hand away to have a second gem.
And then I give the other half to you.
Oh,
You both
you.
have stones of good luck.
oh,
That is fair.
They will remain functional for 24 hours, and I hope that they give you whatever you seek.
We should make our audience with the hag soon then.
As you say that, and she spits on the ground again.
to
The Korred
Overthrow.
grind their teeth and stamp their hooves as the faint sound of pickaxes tapping stone is carried to them on the wind. Queen Argentil runs to a boulder, picks it up, and hurls it 100 feet in the direction of the noise while she screams, "Death to the as a peal of thunder accompanies the display of anger, and the chorus of the leaders meets her voice with "Death to the Brugodox!"
I just knew there was going to be politics.
As it quiets down. Apologies for that display of anger. But we cannot tolerate the sounds of the hag's minions.
understandable.
Bitter end.
have you all made allies with the Jabberwock? We've seen it flying, yet we have not been able to get close.
And you hear from the back.
Since it only lasts for 24 hours, can I skip the attunement hour?
It does not require to.
Okay. Because Stone of Good Luck does, that's what I was
Yes, this
That
one does not
makes
require to.
sense. No, too.
The horned beast with the round eyes that eats anything it comes across.
We've actually never seen it.
I actually don't know too much about its behavior, but that sounds right.
You hear another one. The leader of the granite group steps forward and goes, "He tried to eat my brother, but he was too hard."
Right for your brother.
I mean, that sounds like an ideal situation.
Yes, it seemed to leave the Korreds alone once it realized that we were not to its toothing.
So it has no allies. It's a being of chaos against the hag.
I believe it is more of a pet,
Ooh,
but I cannot say for sure. I've never spoken with the beast.
The hag's
Sibyllna's pet.
It is rather horrid. Sibylla, or the sisters, I don't know. You know Sibylla?
We haven't met her, but she sounds excellent.
Oh, things are better under Sibylla.
But we are here to rescue her, actually.
We indeed are.
There's quite a bit on the list.
Yeah.
That's what Percy was charged with by your father?
Huh?
No,
The
his
warlock
father's-
sent you here to save Sibylla. I recently rewatched the first episode of Witchlight.
No, the warlock was imprisoning me.
The
No, no,
other,
no, no.
the nice warlock.
There was the nice warlock with the cats who sent you to the Witchlight Carnival to find the Fey Crossing to save Sibylla.
Oh, that dude.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, oh.
Well, if you want to help anybody, you should kill the Briganox.
Is there a lot of those?
They are the servants of the hag.
Because we'd rather just kill her.
They build her wicked contraptions and hide and guard schematic drawings to new contraptions she plans to build to terrorize the realm. So,
It sounds like
Okay.
she'd be easier to take down without her support.
Yeah,
But there's
and her
5 of
contraptions.
us.
But are they
But I can do.
doing it willingly or are they like trapped?
they are her minions.
Well, sometimes minions don't have free will.
I guess we can take an audience with them.
They have free will. They use those pickaxes at all hours, whenever their hearts desire.
I mean,
I mean, so since we've gotten to, what is this place called again? No. The overall place.
Oh,
Cody would know.
Yeah, Prismere.
Prismere. Since we've gotten to Prismere, we've kind of stumbled into a lot of situations that we didn't take the time to critically analyze, and after the fact we've regretted it. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions to determine if you're racist or not.
Cody's being rather insightful right now. I'm a little scared.
I have a very good insight, thank you.
I mean, he's getting us more info.
That's true.
Ask away. You have done me a great service today, and you clearly are not an ally of Bitter End.
Yes,
Who's
no.
Bitter End?
The hag.
Oh, we've just been calling them
Bitter End.
that. We've fought so many of them at this point. Keeping them separated has been very difficult.
We killed one.
They killed one. They killed one. It echoes around.
And we almost killed one of them twice. But she's a squirrely one.
That's
Well, then
true.
you should have no problem taking out those dang little Briganox.
Well, so you see, like, the mechanics of fighting in Faerun and Prismere, to be honest, when you have a large number of creatures, it becomes much more difficult to engage in combat with them. It's about action economy.
They are cowards.
What he's asking is how many Briganox are there?
Are there many?
Could we count
Many.
them on this many paws? Or do we need like this many paws?
Jojo turns her hands into paws.
I know not the number, but I know they should be crushed like the spiders they are.
Oh, I can do that too.
They're spiders?
They're very small.
I
So
like
if
her vigor.
maybe a big spider came along, then the big
Step on
spider,
them.
the big spider could step on them.
Yeah?
We've trapped them in their cave by leaving statues, and she reaches into the ground again and drags up from it with her hands a statue of a Korred looking much like her with big fangs and hands and claws out. We've left several of these outside of their mine to ensure that they are too afraid to exit.
That's a great.
Why not just
idea.
collapse the mine then?
Why would we do that?
To
Trap them
crush
inside?
them.
That would be disrespecting the rock.
Oh.
So that is not something we're allowed to do.
However you see fit to dispatch them,
All right.
I will
I'll
not
need
ask
several
your
of you to
methods.
then crush them by collapsing the mine. Then
What if, is there a way for us to maybe change their allegiances?
Where did they come from?
Where did they go?
Where did they come from?
they have always
They've always what?
lived in those mines.
And they've always been evil?
They have always been our enemies.
but when did they become the minions of the hag?
They've always been the minions of them.
But the hag hasn't always been here.
Yeah. what
Because
about
there was a time
before?
under Zybilna, correct? What were they like under
Zybilna.
when Zybilna was
You know,
here?
back in the
Horrid.
Really?
Like evil horde, or they like wore stuff that you thought was really ugly and thought it was really nice horrid?
What?
Like were they the
bad,
nosy neighbors?
or were they just annoying?
Well, before the hags came, they did not serve that.
Right.
Okay.
So they were still
suppose-
bad then.
In that regard, they were not outwardly evil.
So what if we go to the mines, we give them an opportunity.
To die.
If they squash the opportunity, then they are presented with a second opportunity to die.
Or we just collapse the mine on them and move on.
They do.
But what if they're not evil?
We did send a spy within.
Oh.
I mean, I asked the queen if she was racist, and she said no.
A Galabdor who befriended us
Okay.
infiltrated the mine
Mhm.
and overheard among them many gems. Painful gems. Driganox talking about a secret tunnel that connects the mine to Motherhorn.
What is Motherhorn?
The hag has
Horus.
That would be very useful.
Must be how they sneak in all of her nefarious devices.
Okay.
Well, we should go and kill the Babadukes.
Can I
What's a
inside
Baba
that?
do?
Whatever the things are.
The Boondocks.
The Boondocks.
Driganox!
Briganox.
That's what I said.
No.
The Brigadukes.
I knew a group smart and noble enough to win our game for the proper side. Be the ones for this quest.
A kind of curtsy bow.
So, just out of character.
And she-
was there a situation where the other side could have also won?
We will find out.
Not at that point. I mean, like, if she would have really screwed up.
Like, so when
Yes,
we
but
walked
she
in,
was-
it was obvious that side was going to win
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah. But us
And-
moving her piece just
Spread it.
Every time she references it, she kind of giggles a little bit and shoots Jagu a look. And it's clear that this has been an ongoing thing between the two of them for years.
I will ask the queen in Sylvan. Do you speak Sylvan, my queen?
Yeah?
I was just curious because it's been very useful since we've been here.
Oh.
Where might we find the mines? The entrance to the mines.
Follow the pickaxes.
Is there a sound of pickaxes in the background?
Not anymore, it's past.
Okay. And then if I can't hear the pickaxes, and then my ears like,
And she points off into the distance.
all right,
There is, you can sort of see far away a large structure with light emanating from the tops of it, almost like organ pipes.
Oh, okay, so that's the castle, right?
That is the mine.
Oh,
The castle is up here.
okay.
mine.
And there's a tunnel that goes from there to there somehow?
Supposedly.
But we're all supposed to do other things, and I don't know. There's so many things to be done.
Really, if these guys serve the hag, then we can at least get a little bit of info from them.
That's
Well,
true.
plus, didn't somebody say that we should ally ourselves with the Canucks?
Korreds.
Which we are.
Yeah.
Well, but to do that, we have to
Amador
go
said
and
to do that.
kill the Brigadier.
I'm gonna have to kill them.
I think as long as we-
The Queen is very
neutralize them.
clear.
The Queen also seems kind of racist.
We can solve the problem.
We can Queen if she was right.
You're insightful. Shouldn't you know if she's lying or not?
We
Oh, I didn't
can
even think to see if she was lying.
solve the problem
As she stands right there.
even if it's not the solution that she had envisioned.
Exactly.
I will turn to the Queen. Are the Briganooks the evil creatures that you think they are? And then incite her answer.
They are horrid mercenaries serving the hag's every whim, bitter end. She controls, and they allow her to do so. He speaks gravely.
I got a 7 on insight.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's 100% legit.
yeah.
See?
Nothing seems weird.
Yeah.
She has.
Plus 3.
Fantastic news! We are so excited to have you here to assist us in our time of need.
We're gonna get to eat weird rock food?
I think it's time. She looks at the others and they all nod, even Jagu getting a little bit of a smile. And she starts to stamp her hooves on the ground into a rhythm as they all join around. The noise becoming deafening as 2 Korreds drum on boulders and the others stomp their feet and jump around.
Join with the stomping.
Well, I turn to you guys and I take my violin out.
Take out my harp. No, what am I always playing?
Lyre? Mandolin?
Lute. Thank you. I was thinking lyre.
As you all begin to play together, matching their rhythms, above the rain abates and the sky lightens. With wild grins and wilder hair, the dancing Korreds beckon you to join them.
Yeah,
Rip
absolutely.
all my clothes off and dance.
Make a performance check, those of you that are playing, and a performance or athletics check, those of you that are dancing. Yes.
24 for performing.
I'm afraid I don't know
Fantastic.
what to do.
18.
Excellent.
Oh,
Natural one.
no.
I got a nat 20 for 26.
Dang!
Cancel each other out at least.
Percy, joining in, or
What is with me and performance?
I don't have anything.
Can't perform
cannot
to
do a
oh, you
save
can just
my
dance
life.
as well.
Stage fright.
That's what.
Yeah.
Okay. So the 3 of you that succeeded, all of you recognize as you're watching their dance and joining
just
in on
rolled.
it that the motions that they're doing cause the hair on their head to change and wave and bend. And you now have learned a special jig, which when performed as an action, allows you to manipulate any Korred hair you find.
Sure.
Specific.
As if you were using the Korred's command hair trait.
Okay. So if we find a Korred wig,
See, I should have done that. In the app, I got an 18.
what she's referencing is in our home game, she plays a dancer and she has never succeeded at a performance check.
And like performance is my highest ability.
Maybe you should lower the DC.
So what's this
No.
manipulate hair thing?
Well, it just lets us
Korred.
manipulate Korred hair.
So that you know, like the kind of verbiage of it. Each Korred has at least one 50-foot long rope woven out of its hair. The Korred commands one such rope within 30 feet of it to move up to 20 feet and entangle a larger, smaller creature that the Korred can see.
What?
Oh.
Target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or become grappled by the rope. Until the grapple ends, the target is restrained. The Korred can use a bonus action to release the target, which is also freed if the Korred dies or becomes incapacitated.
Okay, is this
So I do this
gonna be
dance
an
very
item?
poorly.
Are we
Do you- do
getting
you
Korred
count?
hair?
If you find any.
Okay, so they're not giving us it.
No,
No.
And it would be rude to ask.
I think so. We just got.
Well, I'm having a ball.
Wait.
What?
Nothing?
Blue
Rocks.
gems?
Rocks.
sleight of hand? I steal a hair.
Coulter, are they uncut jobs?
They're uncut gems.
Okay.
I feel like we missed that joke by a long time, but it's okay.
That is cocked. Is all hell.
Oh, bummer.
Okay. Are you ready to steal
Sleight
a
of
rope
hand.
of them?
The guy would like to take a hair.
She convincingly turns it into a caress.
As
As you are
reach
naked.
out, the queen reaches and grasps your wrist How do you react?
Can I?
Let her hold my wrist. I
Okay.
do not try to break free or anything.
Roll a deception or performance.
12.
Let us see.
Can I, Coulter, seeing this happen?
Are you seeing this happen? Playing your violin?
Well, I mean,
No, because you'd
You may not be. I mean, you may.
I have a pretty good passive perception, and
Okay.
I mean, I don't think Solstice would have tried it without like at least like going like first. And I never take my eyes off my husband, so. But I want.
I was naked.
Yeah. Can I attempt a sleight of hand check to put something on the queen that then would be believable that Solstice was reaching for that instead?
Why do you get
So I'm gonna go ahead and resolve this portion. As you don't do it,
Oh.
she's rolling to try and see what you were doing, and she got a 2.
Oh.
So she just takes your wrist and then slides it into her hand as she begins to dance with you
Awesome. I love it.
in the dance that you all now know.
And
then Cody stops. And then I would like to attempt a sleight of hand to steal one of the other.
Oh my god!
We need a hair, damn it, for this new ability.
how
See how fast we can ruin this allyship.
right?
But what?
I was just thinking, I'm like, how common are these hairs that we're going to come across them, though? I kind of get it. But
Yeah.
no, not worth it right now.
Maybe
we
we could
seduce
shed one. Maybe there's a shed one already. We just have
Or
to
try-
investigate high enough.
So, how long are we partying into the night?
I mean, the song ends after a few minutes.
Okay.
Does the rain immediately come back?
No,
Oh, that's cool.
What time of day is it at this point?
it is night.
Queen, Your Majesty, may we seek shelter with you before we head off to the Briganooks?
Yeah, it's been a long
morning.
day.
Oof, very long.
You may rest if you wish. We have plenty of, and she reaches into the ground and pulls out stones. Food to share?
I appreciate the hospitality. Thank you so much. We have our own food from back home.
This was the first.
We have rations.
We've been eating crickets.
Yeah, food from back home.
This was the first dance that we have been able to perform since that horrid, bitter end took this land. You gave us reason to celebrate. We are happy to offer the hospitality we have available.
Excellent. Thank
Can
you.
I look at the rocks that she offered? If one looks particularly metallic, I'm gonna grab it.
Go ahead and roll for investigation.
Uh, 22.
None of them are super metallic, but there is a mix of like quartz and granite and marble and shale and chalk. So I guess probably the closest would be the quartz.
Yep. I'll take like a little chip of it and you just give it to Cosmo. And you just
I don't know
like,
what he sounds like, but
He ate it.
there's an eldritch being inside of that horrid hamster.
I will hold out my hands covered in crickets to my companions.
Thank
you.
Lick
right.
several from your fingers.
And then the crickets kind of welcome it.
The crunch is always what gets me
It
first.
freaks me out. The crunch and then the little pop.
Yeah.
it's the willingness that gets me.
Shout out to Calder.
Yes.
We're thanking for you, my lord.
As the one that spoke earlier leans over to another one and goes, "Got another group of bug eaters here."
Would you like some? I have extras.
How do you?
Eats
Oh,
his rocks.
I will turn them into pill bugs so they look like little pebbles.
Squirt, and it like squirts out of its mouth. It's too soft.
But are you full?
Very. And as it looks at Amador with the bee floating around it and starts to reach, and Amador slaps its hand
No.
away.
Those
You will not.
Coulter,
Hmm?
how much of a smoke show is Gleam?
Oh, quite.
Okay.
If you, I think I may have shown her to you before, but if I have not, I'm happy to.
I thought we did. I thought we saw
No,
maybe
I
an
saw,
after.
but like I wanted Coulter's opinion
Sure.
on Gleam's attractiveness.
She's also just very charismatic. That's her and her twin.
So I will approach Gleam and offer her. Do you prefer crickets, grubs, butterflies? And as I say that, they shift into those different things.
The butterfly seems too beautiful to eat. I'll have a cricket.
And it goes, thank you.
The willingness is unseen.
It's off-putting a little bit.
Would you rather I have him struggle?
No.
Doesn't taste bad.
No, thank you. Make them myself. With the help of my magical face wand.
As I look
Not
around,
unsettling in the slightest.
I try to be as unsettling as possible.
I have heard rumor that some other rangers,
What?
They sound quite good.
Like from a bush?
like the way that you.
How could they How could they know if they were poisonous or not?
No
They
eyes
made
at
them.
all?
They're ranger.
Because they make them themselves.
I was going to look around and see if anybody is actually doing anything besides just eating the raw rocks, because I would like to see if they are prepared in any way. Like helping make food.
She chisels a bunch of rocks into corn dogs and then like starts handing them out.
I was just like, how do you
they kind of
prepare-
do
no?
different things. Some of them just like scoop them out of the ground and shape them and then put them in their mouths.
Okay.
Other times, like you see the queen and Jagu are compressing them into gems and trading colors and things like that because she prefers the emeralds and he prefers the rubies, so they always trade if they get the wrong one. that kind of-
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. Like well, that's a very interesting way to prepare your food. I'm unfortunately I can't assist with that. I was going to offer to assist with the meal, but it seems that it's a little outside of my skill set.
The land gives us everything we need.
Yes.
She puts her hand on the ground.
Beautiful.
I'm a bit unsure, but I will offer crickets to the Dandelion Knight and his lady as well.
We appreciate your gallant gesture. I think it is a little too close to home, Paulinella, and as such, goes against my gallantry.
I'll turn them into aphids.
Oh, lovely. He doesn't eat it himself, but he hands it up to Paulinella. As you see the bee like plump out, because that's way more than they're supposed to have. And she gets a little lazier and then settles down on the top of the flower.
I love
To
it.
rest.
What you see this.
Ah,
Now,
it's the
Gleam,
calmest I've seen my lady in ages.
Tell me more about these berries.
As the Korreds get the fire back up and going,
Lovely.
Sharing a few more dances throughout the evening as everyone relaxes and eats, and the sky stays beautifully clear as seemingly just above the henge itself, the clouds open up to reveal a dark night of stars above, glittering and teeming as lighting occasionally lights up the edges of it, mostly staying away from this realm. You are all able to get a full night's rest.
Yay.
I don't think I used anything that time.
Yeah, I think we've been. But still, I will take it. I'm taking it.
In the morning, the cloud cover has returned, but it is still much crisper and lighter without that sense of humidity and pressure of an oncoming rain.
In the morning, Cody will present everyone with delicious looking blackberries with little bug bodies. Because they are still bugs, but they are shaped like blackberries.
Just don't have them do this thing.
I will okay. And then now when you go to eat them, they're like, no.
Well, I don't want that. It's very off-putting when my food walks back. I'm just gonna say.
Gleam is like, I have jerky. But thank you so much. It was delicious last night.
You're just trying to give them what they want. I don't know why they're so finicky.
Well, variety is.
What is the snack that smiles back until you bite their heads off?
And they taste like blackberry.
It's good.
I love
A
it.
little bit of carapace.
All right, what do you all do in the morning? You know that there is a prince out there somewhere trying to open a portal home, and the mine of the Brigandox, the fell creature serving. I wanted to say Evelyn, but it's Endelyn. And also the Korreds did refer to her as Bitter End all night.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think we should open up the conversation to each other, but I also would love to hear Gleam and Ampedor. What do you feel like we should do? You've been here longer than we have.
To be perfectly fair, until you arrived, we were just trying to survive. I was protecting my lady, and now I have 5 noble knights to assist in that cause, as well as a hamster. Squeak!
Mighty hamster.
Yes. So,
Us.
if you,
We are the Witchlights.
however, you seek to eliminate the threat to this land, that is all that ties me here. Once my duty is performed and the threat is gone, I am happy to move along.
And perhaps a word of advice from a radiant soul such as yourself, Gleam?
Well, I think it would be helpful. I have a soft spot for the prince. He's been cursed in a similar way to myself, and I do hate seeing him struggle. We've not been able to help him, and he won't forsake his task. But, on the flip side, that mine may be the key to Motherhorn, and if we destroy that, then perhaps his task will be less futile.
Is there a world of understanding where we could visit the prince but still get back to the mine in a reasonable amount of time?
I see no reason why not.
Might benefit us to visit the prince. Doesn't seem like the mine is going anywhere.
Well, I don't care how long it takes you to do it, as long as it gets done.
Oh, I'm sure it will get done.
You'll get done.
We've lived alongside those villains for as long as I can remember.
So, if you would allow us an extra day or two to do
You
some
ever
other business.
lived in peace with them?
What?
Like, have you always been enemies?
As far back as this old memory goes.
And what's the normal lifespan for a Korrad?
We live as long as this stone.
That's a long time.
time.
That's a long time.
So eat stones.
What would you like to do? Where would you like to go? What would
I
you like to
believe,
see?
I believe the plan was to visit the prince.
We're gonna rescue the damsel in distress,
Absolutely.
Prince Alger.
But
Yes.
my question from a practical sense is this map that we're looking at, the Brigadook mine is right there, but in a realistic sense,
Well, I mean, it
it
did.
doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Right? Because everything's kind of equidistant.
It's all Fey distance.
Yeah. So, like, it doesn't really matter where we go, is what I'm saying.
Well, we would be able to look at it like a map like this anyway. So
Yeah.
Well, but he, like, pointed at the Brigadook mine. That's what I'm saying. Like, can we see the mine from where we are?
You can see both.
Oh, we can see.
Okay.
Gleam points out the Fey beacons, and you see in the distance as the sky grows darker the further you get from Lockbury Henge, a light on the top of one of these pillars begin to glow and flame, and then shortly after is extinguished.
Why does it do that?
Mr. Nightman?
Yes?
What are the Fey beacons for?
Don't really know what the purpose is, but something to do with the deal that the hag made with the prince.
Gleam, do you have any insights?
I don't know the details, just that he wanted to go home, and she gave him supposedly a method, but he's not left those beacons in I don't know how long.
Is he in one of the beacons, or in all of the beacons, or in a place in between?
As you're talking and going through this in the distance, another flame ignites, not in the same place, and then shortly after goes out. He's just lighting them, lighting them, lighting them.
Oh, that's so sad. I don't want anybody to be stuck here that doesn't want to be here.
I'm starting to grow concerned about how much time has passed. Do you think the carnival's going to be in Feywild when we get back?
You could all stay with me in my home.
Not if we're not in Feywild anymore.
Oh.
Because the Fey crossing is in the carnival. The carnival won't go back to Faerun for another 8 years.
We can cross that bridge when it approaches us.
Is there a bridge?
Metaphorically, yes.
Also,
So have you accepted that we're not in a mirror?
well, when we exit the mirror, we'll still be in the carnival.
Right. So we're going to get back to the carnival.
But the carnival moves.
Right.
So we may not be where my home is.
Which begs a question that I've been trying to avoid for a while now. If we were to stay in Faerun, would you want to go back to Greyhawk, I believe is where you're from?
I'm okay never having visited Greyhawk again.
That's how we felt until we were gone for some time. And now I find myself actually kind of missing my old forest home. Not the village, but the forest.
Oh, there was that one tree with the thing.
Oh, yes.
I've seen horrific things in Greyhawk. I'm okay.
What's odd is and it wasn't until I came here that I've done horrific things.
What have you done that's horrific?
Biting heads off bunnies.
As a bunny,
Dear bunnies.
Aaron got, well, yeah.
as a fellow hare,
I am sorry.
no, it's okay. Your actions have consequences. When will they learn that their actions have consequences?
I knew it as soon as you said
I
it.
think he means that the hare's actions had consequences, not you biting the heads off the hair.
Right.
But my actions do have consequences.
Well, they were trying to kill us, Jildra.
They were, yeah.
And that
no.
poor snail.
Well, we set that snail free.
I know.
Hopefully it's still alive.
I'm sorry.
It had we gave the snail its freedom, and when the other hares attacked us and wouldn't stop attacking us, we did what we had to do to survive, because it's a dog eat dog world, or a spider eat hare eat fruits and veggies world.
Are Herongon's vegetarian inherently, or is that more of a personal
Classically
choice?
speaking. Classically speaking.
Inherently.
Oh no.
Jildra did one!
Now you've done horrible things.
Where are you all going?
Oh, we're heading towards the baby.
Yeah, they begin.
All right, the path itself seems very clear. As you've kind of seen going through here, though there are mountains all around that obscure the view from above, once you are set in a direction on a path, it seems to wend to a location. As paths are wont to do. Going along this particular one, as you see these mountains kind of up and down around you, occasionally getting glimpses of cloud cover on the sides, as the weather above you seems to worsen in some directions, better in other, and shift constantly around.
These are the beacons.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was the sun and moons.
Those are the lightning rods.
I know, but like in my head, I was like, wow, he's getting around.
Yeah.
It's moving fast.
He's a prince.
Prancing
you.
prince, if you will.
Everybody wants that ass.
I mean, he gets around.
Yeah.
That's true.
Solstice is also a prince.
Spins around.
Spin me right around.
Nope.
Right, right.
Your father is the king of the Silver Moon Forest, so you were a prince.
We never determined that.
Cody
You
will
said-
hear nothing
You said
else.
you just watched the first episode, and I'm pretty sure that was not established.
Your father was the king of the Silver Moon Forest. He was the unicorn, so you are a prince.
We don't like to brag.
As you are going through this path and it wends upwards, you can kind of see the cliff faces falling aside, and you end up on this plateau. The plateau gives you the vantage point where you can see off in the distance the Fey beacons, these towers of stone surrounding a lake, as the plateau ends in another pathway leading down to them. In the distance, lightning strikes one of the beacons as lightning rods, not beacons, lightning rods jumping between them and ending at Motherhorn in the distance.
Okay.
And on the plateau, you hear, whipped by the wind, cries. At the edge of it, you see a small figure seeming to hold a string that leads up to something green, flicking back and forth in the sky.
I rushed to help.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I'm following Solstice.
Rushing across the plateau, the figure becomes less and less shrouded as you come forward and see what appears to be a goblin child in overalls flying a kite on this blustery plateau.
A brave lad.
My arms are so very sore. I don't want to fly this kite anymore. But if I let go of the string, Creeping Lynn says I'll become an old thing. The curse comes from those 5 blue bows, but they won't come off while the wind blows. And she holds it, and it seems to move her body back and forth in the force of the wind as she desperately tries to maintain her grasp.
I'm gonna grab the child and try and stabilize her.
As you do, you can feel that tug
Oh.
as the wind is particularly strong, the kite off the edge of this plateau, the string leading up from her hands, and it is clear that there are blue ribbons leading up the kite itself.
Okay.
Can you give me the part of the rhyme that involved the blue ribbons again?
She had said, my arms are so very sore, I don't want to fly this kite anymore, but if I let go of the string, Creeping Lynn says I'll become an old thing. The curse comes from those 5 blue bows, but they won't come off while the wind blows.
While the wind blows. So we need to stop the wind.
Yeah.
How do you stop the wind?
Don't we have a druid?
Oh, that's me.
So we learned the Korred dance, which is supposed to control their hair, but it also made the weather better.
It did.
So
I'd
I'm
love
going to
to.
start doing the Korred dance.
I also start doing the Korred dance as I'm playing the lute, the exact same tune I played yesterday.
I will hold the child. That's all I'm doing.
I tried to untie the blue ties.
So they are, like, up in the air.
How
I can't climb the string, right?
If you pull on the string, it pulls back and the kite does come lower, but it won't come out of the sky.
So I attempt to climb the string and untie the blue ties.
Okay.
Unless Percy would like to fly.
how
Attempt.
far away are the bows?
So the bows themselves, this string appears to be 40 feet long, roughly, and the bows start 5 feet from the little girl's end. Her name is Phenia.
Probably reach that.
So if they start 5 feet, then they probably end 5 feet before the kite, right?
Yes,
So the last bow is like 30 feet from
35 feet. Yeah.
35.
Yeah.
Do I feel like if I flew, I would be okay?
Yeah, how strong is the wind here? Are you going to be...
Gonna make a wind check.
Can we see if our magic dance changes
Roll.
the weather?
That's a good question, too.
Well, I'm just asking.
Yeah, you see.
There's so many actions now.
Because I can also
Right.
just use Mage Hand
Do your thing.
so that you don't have to fly up there.
Do your thing.
Does the dance do anything?
Dance does not do anything. Go ahead. Anybody that would like to, please roll an insight check.
Try and roll again.
Dirty 20.
11.
Mine is taking forever to load.
It's punishing you now because you
I know.
realized like it'll roll better than the dice, and that's no, I won't.
No,
No.
it won't. 10.
Okay, so Cody's the other one that realizes as Jeldra wraps her arms around the girl, the winds, while not abating, do calm a bit. As the girl cries softly onto Jeldra's shoulder.
It's
I
okay,
will-
sweetheart. It's
Also,
all right.
do the same thing as Jeldra.
What are you doing?
Like, basically blocking the wind from the girl.
What you recognize from that is that there's a correlation between her mood and the wind.
Percy's
okay,
gonna
we're
go
gonna help
over.
As you start to hug her, between the three of you and Jeldra, the kite begins to curse and howl at the little girl.
I'm gonna chuck a dart at that fucking kite.
Parents won't be back when you arrive. You'll be too old. They won't recognize you. And as she starts to cry harder, the wind picks up and the kite whips back and forth.
Can I kill the kite?
Oh, sweetheart. No. Can I kill the kite?
You want to throw a dart at it?
Yes. I would like to try. I want to try and kill the kite. If what Solstice would want me to do.
What solstice?
It's a dig kite.
Go ahead and roll your attack.
13.
Let's see if that hits. It does not hit. And the kite cackles at you.
What happens when I try to untie one of the ribbons?
So you can reach the first one now that they have her in their hands and her arms still can move back and forth. You can get that 5 feet with your height. Go ahead and make an attempt to untie it. Excuse me.
That would be a 19 on the die.
Yeah, so that is going to be a dex check with a much lower DC than that. So yeah, you are able to just pull the string and it flies off in the wind.
See? We're helping. It's okay.
Was that a good thing or a bad thing?
What happens as it flies away in the wind?
Nothing,
okay.
nothing that you can see.
Okay, I'm gonna keep playing the wind. Try to play a happy tune.
So
Try to lift you up so you can get the next one.
I have those of you that are trying to calm her make a persuasion check.
I will in Elvish say to anyone who speaks Elvish, just kind of like, if the ribbons do curse this little girl, are we prepared for the consequences of that?
I don't know that I'm paying attention. I think
I'm just helping the girl. Yeah. She is helpless.
What were the results?
3.
3.
I'm rolling like shit tonight.
A 3.
Someone's gotta do it.
Taking it for the team, guys.
Did you roll as well?
No, I was playing my lute and trying to figure out how to help Solstice.
So am I the only one trying to persuade her?
Oh no, I'm trying.
Okay.
You got a 1.
Oh.
The winds whip back and forth. the bows seeming further away than ever.
I will try and clap my hands over her ears so that she doesn't listen to whatever is being said or what the kite is trying to
Solstice, you said you're going to try to hold me
entice
out.
her. Yeah.
After that, I consent.
I also have Mage Hand.
I do too. Or no,
Mish
I don't.
hand.
You have mage hand.
As you clap your hands over her ears,
Don't listen.
she starts to breathe more steadily as the kite calls back. Worthless, worthless little girl, being attached to you, I want to hurl. But she doesn't react.
Listen to him.
You suck, kite.
Don't listen to him.
And the
What do
kite
you mean?
Holding on to Solstice, I'm reaching out and I'm flipping it off as I'm trying to grab her.
Giant man, I do not fear. Your insults I cannot hear.
Just wait till I cut your string. You stupid thing.
Is this a humanoid creature?
Cut the string, I wish you luck. But her future, you will. Expletive.
Ha! That didn't rhyme.
I think
Clever.
Her ears are
Kite.
covered. It's fine.
You think you know.
It is
Well-
an animated object. Sorry, go ahead.
Not the kite, the little girl.
She's a humanoid. She's a goblin.
I don't know. First, she's gonna pull something out. She's gonna pull a wand out.
What's your wand?
Wand of smiles.
Ooh.
doesn't that just make them smile?
Yeah.
Bringing the emotion.
I don't know. You know what?
Smile.
The kite, maybe seeing the girl smile, the kite will lose its gumption. I don't know.
You still have your hands over her ears?
Yes. Yeah, I'm still keeping my hands over her ears because it looks like it might be working.
What's your jump distance?
Pretty good. However, I don't want to jump out into the abyss.
Yeah, say it is over the edge of this plateau.
I only asked because I could triple it.
Can we pull
I can
her
hop
back?
15 feet without provoking opportunity attacks. I can do this with my speed greater than 0 3 times. So 15 feet.
So I could triple that.
Right, but he would be
45
jumping
feet,
out
I would be
over.
jumping out.
As
Into nothingness.
you're discussing, the wind abates further as the little girl's not able to hear the kite anymore. And the next string, the next bow is low enough to grab.
I grab it.
Percy.
Roll a dex check.
Also,
Percy
I have
what?
some.
While he's doing that, Percy is going to grab some rope out of his backpack and hand it to Cody. Say, if you let me go, I will hunt you. I will hunt your penis until the day you die.
Percy, I'm not going to let go of the rope. And everyone knows
You're gonna-
ropes don't exist.
Another bow.
I go, guys, I'm doing it. I
Are
got
we
it.
seeing any kind of change in her physicality when the bows are being released?
No.
Okay.
That's a much better idea. I was gonna have Jeltra turn into a spider and then wrap web around me and have him help me jump out.
Right.
That's a better idea.
We just don't want to make you fly.
No, I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna do it.
I'll
He's
still keep
gonna
you my,
fly.
I hold on to the rope and I also hand you my vial of acid.
Just in case.
For the kite?
And then I give you a gentle kiss on the forehead.
Eagle.
I reflexively almost go to pour the acid in. No.
Wow. And he gets a level just from that.
Do you say you're out of alchemist fire?
Yeah.
I reach in my bag and give you one.
Yes.
My last one. So I'd like to try to fly up to the next bow.
Okay, go ahead and roll athletics or acrobatics to be able to maintain your bearing in the wind.
As you're flying away, I go, you can do it. Touch your foot and give you guidance.
Nice.
You're not bardic inspiration. Your bardic is better.
Bardic
Can
is
I do?
better.
No, I can't.
Uh, 22.
Yeah, you can reach the next bow.
All right.
Roll a dex check.
I go,
Or
you
dex,
got
yeah.
this. You can do it. You're doing it. And now you're Bardic.
For the dex. What is that? D6?
D6 or
Bardic
D8?
is a D8 now.
It's a kiss on the forehead.
Could be. It feels like a kiss on the forehead.
Oh, thanks, yo. So that's a 12.
3 of the 5 bows have now flitted off into the wind and been pulled off
See?
the plateau.
And I'll
Wait,
take
one,
my
two.
hands off of her ears for a minute. See, look, 3 of them are already gone. We've almost got this. It's okay.
The kite sees the hands removed and begins to speak again.
Nope.
Okay.
Was that the 4th?
That should have been the
That
fourth.
was the third.
You all watch as the kite sees Jildra's hands clasp again and it just goes. And then slowly the wind is dying further and further and the kite is lower.
I will
think
start
you
making
passed that
faces
one.
at her.
You what?
Like, watch. It's okay.
Go ahead and
See?
roll a persuasion again.
Point of order.
I'm going to do this in here.
Solstice got one. I got one. And now Percy has
Hey, Coulter.
one.
Plus 3. Yeah.
I cast silence on the kite.
Okay.
What does that look like?
It is just basically a bunch of droning bugs in the area that resonate in such a way, and when he speaks, that no one can hear him.
You see the kite. Its horrible face
Ooh.
built into this putridly green diamond in the sky, like making contortions as it tries to scream and nothing happens.
Shelter, we're good.
Okay. So I got a 5.
Can I try to get to the next one?
Sure.
Another acrobatics.
No, the wind has died down enough that you don't have to now. The kite is barely above the ground.
So, dex check to get the next. That's 10.
That's enough.
Yay.
Now, instead of flitting off into the wind, it just goes limp, drifts, and falls to the ground. And as that happens, between the silence and your efforts, the kite lands on the ground with one remaining bow.
And I stab it along. Stab it along with the kite.
Okay.
So it can't lift off and
We will remove the bow while she does that.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll initiative to see who goes first.
10. Oh, wait, I might get something. 10 plus 1, 11.
14.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a dex check, Percy. And go ahead and roll your attack.
Dex.
Solstice.
13. 15. Sorry.
15. Excellent. It just falls limply on the ground.
Dirty 20.
Kick it off.
Roll your damage.
nice. Guys, we beat a kite today.
Oh, jeez. 4. 4 damage.
The kite, still ensconced in silence, opens its mouth at a screech, but it is not dead.
Suck it.
But she is able to drop the rope.
Percy, can I see that
It's okay.
file I gave you
You're
earlier?
all right.
Oh,
Tempest, do you keep
already
attacking
about to
it?
do something.
No.
Okay.
You're fine, and I will start moving her away from the kite and back away from the ledge.
I'd like to pull out a vial of the mushroom brew that we got back in
The horrible mushroom
Yes.
brew. Yes.
I'm gonna pour it into the kite's mouth.
It sputters as you can see the threads beginning to unravel as its silent screams dissolve.
Oh, Cody was about to undo the silence, and here's Jump to say that, and we're like,
The eyes of the kite go lifeless as there is now a large hole between Tempest's, Solstice's stab, and Percy's mushroom brew.
We did
I'm gonna kick it off the cliff.
make sure the gut's not attached to it.
Oh, no, she,
Yeah, no,
she's
Oh, okay.
Are you okay?
I'm much better now. Oh, that was.
How did you get stuck flying this kite?
What did she call her? No, that's okay. Creeping Lynn made me hold it.
What a horrible being. We have dispatched her.
I give the girl a blackberry bug.
Here.
No,
Don't make me go back to Motherhood.
No, not at all. Never.
We should send her to go live with the Korreds.
I think.
where are you
You
from?
should send her to go.
We'll send you back there.
My parents are
There's a way to get back
my parents are at Motherhorn.
Oh.
Oh,
They work for the hag. They
willingly?
don't have a choice.
Oh.
there. Door.
Yes.
Until we are able to fix things, is it possible to get her back to Will and thither?
Well, it's quite a long journey back to thither, but perhaps we could work something out. Oh, I have a cave I can go to.
Oh, where's your cave?
It has lots of moss and lizards, so I won't be hungry.
How close is your
One is
cave?
predicted by a strangely competent child, but
Hey, she is of an age.
I just mean Will. I just mean like
Oh, she's
like,
10 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just being like Will is a strangely competent child, and we also killed the hag of thither, and
Yeah,
it just seems like
Sacred Land.
a better situation all the way around.
She doesn't want to leave her parents' realm. I get that.
I
Well,
understand.
maybe we're
I don't
gonna
want
save her
anything.
hands.
You're going to save them?
Well, we're gonna try.
We are.
It could also be a comfort thing, like she's trying to
There-
ground herself.
Their names are Specklenose and Salt. And
Specklenose?
tell them Fenia sent you and I'm not trapped by the kite anymore.
Fenia?
Fenia.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Fenia. I'm
I
glad that you're okay.
Another one?
Sure.
You're gonna feel really full.
I mean, technically, she's eaten everything for a full day now, but
She tucks it into her,
Oh.
her overalls and then reaches into her overalls and pulls out. Roll a D100.
where's my other D10? This is a matching set. Where did it go?
Are you sure?
Did you check around the corner?
Let's have corners.
You have 8 feet.
I forgot about that.
Say again?
62.
62. She hands you a tinted glass monocle that makes things look green.
Yay!
Oh my god, Cody will wear it.
As Cody is colorblind, he puts it on and can't see anything. Where did everything go?
It's so you. I love it, darling.
Now roll all ranged attacks with disadvantage.
That was your plan all along.
Gonna nerf that sharpshooter one way or the other.
She gives you her Feywild trinket.
Aw.
If you could walk me there, that'd be.
Absolutely. How far is it?
It's just down the path.
Okay.
I will say in Elven, I still feel like the responsible thing to do would be to leave her with a competent child.
Child.
Competent child.
Are you?
Did we see a competent child?
Yes, Will of the Feywild.
He's there.
It's very long.
That's
way
what I'm
away.
saying. Like, I still think that we should take her back to Will, but
We could leave her with the Clorox.
Correct.
they don't eat food, so I'm a little nervous about that.
Right, but if she eats lizards, they could pull
They
lizards
offered
out
us
of her.
absolutely nothing, but they offered us rocks, so I don't know if that's safe.
Is your cave safe?
Yes. Only
Right.
other goblins know about it.
How many? Are there a lot of other goblins here?
She starts like trying to count. Yes.
Okay.
Are they all good goblins?
All goblins are good goblins.
Okay.
All goblins that I've met.
Okay.
That's wonderful.
Some of my best friends are goblins. To be honest, at
And
the
they-
carnival, the scariest man I knew was a goblin. Nicholas Midnight.
And they ate the hag.
Well, most of them.
So there's ones that don't hate the hag?
Fear breeds interesting emotions.
And those
That's
goblins
true.
know where this cave is?
I don't think so.
You don't think so, or you know?
I think my punishment has ended.
Why were you? What kind of punishment was that?
3 days ago, I got caught stealing props from the theater.
Oh, why were you?
Creeping Lynn said that she wouldn't punish me as long as I agreed to fly her kite.
Why did the kite need to be flown?
She said that it needed it, that
Okay.
it missed the sky, and I didn't want it to miss the sky.
Perhaps it warded off the Jabberwock.
You are quite obsessed with the Jabberwock, my love.
The Jabberwock is a majestic being. We would be lucky to meet it.
I almost
From one majestic being to another, I'm sure.
that almost sounded like we would be lucky to breed it, and I was like,
That too.
we're adding it to our stock.
Hey,
that
We're creating new
too.
I'm after Gleam, she's after the Jabberwock.
Yeah.
So just gonna fuck that Jabberwock.
You are able to take her to the cave. It's not very far.
Okay.
And it's clear that it is deep and dark, and there are indeed a bunch of moss and lizards that she immediately like picks up and goes like, and then
Wonderful.
stuffs both in her face at once and chews them messily as pieces of lizard and moss come flying out.
Coulter,
They're better together.
I need a personal promise from you that if we leave this child here, nothing bad will happen to it, because I want to take her to Will of the Feywild to protect her.
I mean,
We don't know that, Rio.
I just need a personal
She
promise.
wants to be with her
like,
goblin
this is where
brethren.
she wants to be. Are you just gonna take her and pick her
Against
up
your will,
and take
you're
her
gonna
somewhere
be
else?
like,
We kill people all the time against their will.
But they're not
They're
people.
not
This
children.
is someone who has their own autonomy. Are you gonna take that away from them?
She's very safe here.
Okay, that's all I needed. I needed a not 10-year-old to tell me she was safe.
There's a little chest inside, and she opens it up, and there's little utensils for cutting up and cooking the
Okay.
lizards and moss together. I like them raw, but not everybody does.
you've tried them cooked?
Cooking kills all the nutrients.
She picks up moss off the ground and continues to eat as you all talk.
I do that too.
3 days.
Cody stands back from the group and just kind of shakes his head in, this is not a good idea.
Wherever she has pulled away moss, I will druid craft some more moss just to take over its place and give her more.
Can you make a nature check to make sure this moss isn't going to kill this little girl?
She's been eating it for days.
Poison check.
Solstice doesn't feel bad. It is bitter.
Can
I
we
love
call
bitter.
poison
It
control? to
balances
just
the
make sure?
sweetness of the lizards.
Lizards
lizards
are
with
sweet.
Yeah.
Sweetness
big
is
are-
overrated.
How big are these lizards? Okay. Ooh,
And she's a 10-year-old goblin, so she's yay tall.
it's like 2.5 feet.
Grogu. It's like,
Oh my gosh.
Big mouth,
Poor
just
egg.
chomping as things are flying out of it.
All right.
Very sharp teeth.
I'm glad you're okay. And I'm sorry that, who did she say was doing that to her?
Creeping Lynn.
Creeping Lynn. Where
She
is,
dead.
where?
that's Endlin.
You know that Endlin has many,
Yeah.
so Bitter
My
End
bad.
and
Bitter
Creeping
End,
Lynn.
Creeping Lynn.
She has so many names.
Yeah.
This is rude.
Basically, the math equation of Prismere, if bad thing is happening,
It's the
hag
hag's
is the
fault.
solution. Yeah.
And he probably has another name.
She does have 3.
Rude.
Bitter End, Creeping Lynn, Endlin. End, Bitter End,
We will put
Creeping
an
Lynn,
end
Endlin.
to
She have an
Lot of
old
butt stuff.
But
And I'm just saying, my plan of flashing her my ass and then covering my ass is looking better and better.
right.
It's not
right.
uncorrect.
Yeah.
As you bid her farewell,
All right, well,
you see the beacons beginning to peak above the mountains above you in the path. As you get even feet away, you cannot even see the entrance of her cave anymore. It's very well hidden.
oh, good.
It's now 8 columns of rock reach skyward, forming around a deep crater lake. Rough-hewn steps spiral up each of the columns, and a rowboat is moored on the lakeshore next to one of them. A torch-bearing figure trudges up the stairs on the column nearest the rowboat, as 8 winged beasts with antlers shout and howl with laughter as they circle and wheel around it.
The fuck?
Are they Perytons? Oh, sorry, out of character knowledge. But...
Shoot an arrow.
Right.
Do I have that? Yes, I do.
Solstice says, "How dare you use
22.
gentle words on this man?"
That will hit.
Are you attacking the prince or the winged?
The winged thingy. Jesus Christ. 2 damage. 2 fucking damage.
That's what happens when the dice don't have a chance.
That was a warning, I say after
Don't
that.
forget, you have extra attack.
You hear the bird screech as it goes and sends feathers falling to the ground.
But they don't cease or change their behavior.
I will ready a second action. I don't know
They
if I can
go
ready that.
silent
Oh.
as they all flap, turning their attention from the being walking up the statue to all of you.
Tell us where the hag is, and you will not die a terrible death.
Very forceful today.
Oh boy.
One that you struck comes lower and lower, seeking to see whatever it was that flung the arrow at it.
Can I ready my
And
second
you
attack?
see
Ooh.
Goodness.
Quite ferocious looking.
Gray hawk mummers. How big are those things?
Holy shit.
they are big. They're medium, but they're big for a bird.
Yeah. Okay.
Big ass bird. Big ass bird.
One is approaching.
Yes.
I don't know. Is there time for me
The others are all watching.
to make an Arcana check and determine my error? Or
Determine your errors?
should I be worried about offending these wolf birds?
They're deer.
Deer wolves. Deer
So
wolf.
make an insight check.
Wolf birds. Insight 18.
It doesn't seem to be moving to attack. More curiosity.
But it was insulting the prince.
Yes. It was. They were making lots of noises and batting their wings at him.
But they weren't speaking.
No.
Does this thing look like it's capable of like language?
It lands on the ground in front of you, similar height to Solstice.
Speak with animals.
And then how close did we say the prince is?
He's up on the tower. You can see a torch, and it's stopped and is looking down, nearing the top. So he's about 200 feet up from all of you.
Okay.
So far.
So I'll speak with animals and see what the Peryton is saying.
As it is squawking and squawking and squawking, and suddenly it becomes, "How dare you interrupt our nightly performance of interruption?"
I'm sorry, that was a performance of interruption?
Whoa.
You can understand.
Yes.
It like calls up to the sky. He can understand. And all of the birds dive down until 8 of them are all in a formation, sitting forward.
I'm very curious.
What did you do?
I'm in the middle of a conversation, man.
You seem to be directing them in a dance?
I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. Hang on.
Still,
You're giant, but we are not directed by any but our own.
So you can understand Solstice?
Yes.
Oh, but you just can't speak?
Well, till now. The rest of you just hear.
And we have established within canon that when you speak with animals, so Cody is going.
Oh, please let that be the case.
What is my...
So so walk me through the like theater terms. Walk me through the intention of your performance.
This is the only performance that we have left. As we are. And he flaps out a wing, and then on like going backwards in this triangle that they've landed in the next row, flaps out a wing, flaps out a wing, flaps out a wing. The Grey Hawk mamas.
Okay. I actually know somebody from Greyhawk, or the fact that you look like Greyhawks.
We are from there.
You're from Greyhawk.
Yes.
Oh, Nikkei.
You have not heard us.
He's like, can I make a deception check to say I've heard of them?
Go ahead.
I just recently gained the ability to lie, guys, so this might not go well.
Uh-oh.
Okay, 17.
You. Word of our wonder has traveled far and wide, even in our absence. And he turns back to one of the others. I told you, Maldor. And another one from the other side goes, he told you, Maldor. No one will forget the Greyhawk mamas.
To be fair, I am a fan of obscure animal-based theater.
We are not animals. The one that responded to him answers.
I'm sorry, maybe there's a mistranslation.
We.
Animal magnetism.
Morsha. I am Arculus, the leader of this elven troop. All of you just see wings making strange gestures as squawking continues on.
Are they captured?
Majestic!
Are you aware that you're no longer an elf?
Yes, I am aware of the curse that has been laid upon my tribe, my troop, my brethren.
Good sir, have you tried killing each other?
We
Squawk, squawk.
die on the boards every night.
No, what I mean is, usually, since I've been to Prismere, every time I've been turned into an animal, if someone kills me, I turn back into myself.
Karthasar. And one of them steps forward, still moving very much like a bird, whereas the rest of them are still. This is our method actor.
I appreciate the craft. I could not tell you from a lowly beast.
Karthasar, would you die for you? Even though Speak with Animals still caught.
Is this an invitation for me to kill him?
You're gonna actually kill him.
I'm seeking insight. Is that what they're doing right now?
Go ahead.
I would just like to point out 2 other members of the party can cast Speak with Animals.
I actually have speak with animals. I can change it every day, right?
Yeah.
Shit. I'm forgetting to change my spell.
While this is going
I
on,
just want you to know it's Helena. I don't want you to kill him.
Okay. I don't necessarily want to kill him either, but if it turns him back.
Stolzis trusts you.
No.
Take care of this negotiation. Helena does not. Wants you to not kill.
while this is going on, and the birds are like flapping, I think Percy is just so confused. But he starts kind of subconsciously twitching his wings in like mimicry of what they're doing.
I will
So if they're
throw
like
over
this,
my
he's
shoulder.
like
I will throw over my shoulder. So these guys were turned into Perytons, but they're actually elves.
That must be very confusing for them.
Those of you with a passive perception over 13
Yes.
or above, see that the beacon has been lit and the form is making its way back down the tower.
Okay. How often are the beacons lit? Like, how long does it usually take between one lighting up and then the next? Do we notice?
What you saw before, it took about 10 minutes for the next one to be lit after the first one had been. But
Okay.
it went out in just maybe 30 seconds.
Okay.
Anyway,
Did you want to test your theory?
I would like to test my theory, but I would also like to say that it is a theory.
I must warn you, in advance, if Karthazar, though we do not agree with his methods,
Method actors are the worst.
is to perish, we will have to take blood for blood. It is not something we wish to do. It is barbaric. It is beyond our kind.
Hey, Percy,
But if we must.
can you see if there's magic affecting these guys? Like a spell that could end?
Can you keep talking for another 11 minutes and then we can...
We're kind of at an impasse in the conversation, so...
Slot. We don't have a
It's come down to, ride or die. We're in a ride or die kind of place.
Okay.
Please.
Well, hold on.
Is your imp performing?
He is in the process of trying to get me more information so I can better assist you.
Our adoring fans are at our service.
I am going to use my spell scroll of identify. And then I'm gonna walk up and just poke one of the wings.
Which one are you doing it on?
The one that he's been talking to.
So he's going to cast a spell on you to identify what is going on. Please remain calm.
I feel like it's that painting.
Like Adam and
Yeah.
holds out
Feather
wing.
tip to
Oh,
fingertip.
God.
As you get the information, these are Perytons. Nothing else comes up.
There's no spells on them or anything.
Not that the identify's giving you.
I don't have.
These are fully Perytons.
These are Perytons. These are birds. Unless the heck did something really weird to them that I can't figure out.
Of course, and I didn't take the time.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if I think there might be something the hag could have done that I wouldn't be able to detect?
Sure.
Can I also assist in that?
Sure.
I have right now.
Oh, you have Arcana? Yeah.
Well, so that would just give him advantage.
Okay, go for it. I'm going to assist.
I do a jig to distract him.
18?
I have no idea what's going on.
So
Talking to birds.
based on what Cody's been saying and the way that they're communicating, that is bizarre. It makes no sense for Perytons. So it seems that, as far as you can tell, whatever's been done to them is permanent.
Okay.
That Arcana shows you that, if you kill a Peryton, you kill a Peryton.
Oh.
I don't. So, when you talk about, killing someone to turn them back, that's when, there's spell that's being cast on them, right? If that's what happened here, it's permanent.
It's too late.
They're gonna die. If you kill one, they're gonna die.
Well, O Lord of the Boards, I have terrible news and I have good news.
Well,
Which would you prefer?
Good news.
The good news is, I know a very special engagement within Prismere that,
All of them are like leaning forward slowly.
and Cody will match that energy of royal court in desperate need of entertainment.
The rest of you just hear this like. You hear this whisper. Ooh, it's been ages since we're recording.
I love when he negotiates.
Is that what he's doing? Okay.
Assuredly.
Is this
calling.
deception or persuasion?
I am telling the truth.
Hey, give me a persuasion.
Persuasion, yeah.
Persuasion, yeah.
4.
No.
As the rest of them are like leaning in, becoming more and more invested, the lead that you've been speaking to attempts to spit on the ground, but it just comes out as like a. Royals in Prismere.
I will counter that. It was like, I personally have visited the royal court of Bullywugs. Fine silks, cuisines, exotic pets.
Cuisine, exotic pets.
Clothes and an infinite clothesline. Royal intrigue.
You see one of the other Perytons that has not spoken yet. Wing comes up and faints. Angara.
Oh, no, seriously, this is a serious one.
Professional.
Also, you were a bit pitchy earlier.
Get your shit together.
Another leans over to the fainted Peryton and goes, he's not wrong.
Awful. So mean.
Wow.
Well, if you tell us where this court is, perhaps we can pay them a visit.
Now, as Cody, do I know how to get back to hither?
No.
No. So,
You'd have to get them a guide.
do I know? Can I give them the oil can? Can the oil can do it?
The oil can go to thither.
Can go to thither. Okay, and then from thither,
You need Clapperclaw to get to
get
hither.
back to. Okay.
Do we know any of that? Do we know all of that?
I mean, they kind of told you as they went that they were the ones to the next place.
Okay.
Would I feel like I was being disingenuous if I offered them the oil can and then told them to seek out Clapperclaw and then gave them directions on how to actually get to the
You're gonna do what? The oil can.
I'm squawking.
Okay.
Goodness.
No, that would not be disingenuous. I mean, if they can find Clapperclaw, they could get back to hither.
So I will explain in great detail, dramatically. I will make a performance check if necessary. Our great quest to get to here from the court, and then describe how they could do it in reverse using. And I'm just gesturing with the oil can without telling the oil can what I'm saying.
I'm going to
Are you? Okay.
accompany you with a flute, musical background. I see
Yeah.
that you're performing. I'm like, okay, music.
If anybody else wants to get involved, you can roll. You can roll a performance with advantage from Jeltra already.
Okay.
I will also play the lute, not to get
Inspiration?
triple advantage, but yeah.
First, are you feeling left out from not doing the dance?
Are you giving me inspiration?
I could be bardic.
You're doing a dance?
Or she's gonna attempt an interpretive dance.
Yay.
I don't know what the hell he's saying. She's gonna try it.
Okay. That's a dirty 30.
So many jazz hands.
All of them are enthralled between the dancing and the lute and the flute. You see, all of the birds kind of.
Can I make a request?
Yeah.
With my 30, can I convince the method actor that method acting is terrible?
No.
It's the people around them.
No. Don't mess it.
For all intents and purposes, he is a bird. But seeing your performance, he begins to weep.
And that is how you get to the mythical court of the Bullywugs.
Come. My voice.
I have to make a will save to not roll my eyes.
Oh, what save?
Will save.
It has returned. Perhaps I shall re-examine my methods.
You should.
Is that bird crying?
Whatever.
I think that bird is crying.
He was going to be fired before this whole thing happened. It's fine.
I think we helped. I hope
Or
No.
did Cody do so
That's
bad
what
that it's
we do.
making the bird?
And then you must seek out a clapperclaw. See,
I
you
think
may also
it's
wish
so
to seek
bad.
out Will of the Feywild. He might be able to assist you.
Will. In the tree.
Yes.
One claw comes up and takes the oil can out of your hand as now the oil can begins to
Can I cast a very small silence on the oil can?
The bird looks at it. Then
Do be careful with that.
I'll hold this so I don't have to speak. The method actor, no longer a method actor, takes it in its beak.
Before you take off, since they will not be able to understand you, we should write a letter. Nikki, you have paper, right?
I do.
And I will write out a letter to Will of the Feywild and Clapperclaw explaining the plan.
Hopefully they don't tear it up and use it for nesting.
And I will also rip off my cravat, which is white, and give him that as kind of like a flag of surrender.
He bows his head for you to tie it.
Are you training messenger birds?
Very busy.
I'm not sure
Well.
what's happening.
This is not how we expected the day to progress. We were thoroughly enjoying putting out the beacons. But a performance for a royal court. And he's just holding it up with one claw as the other perches him on the ground.
They are desperate for entertainment.
We have not to give you, but. And each of them pull out feathers
Oh,
and offer them to you. So you now all have Peryton feathers.
all right.
Excellent.
Does that do anything? No? Okay. And I will look to him and say, unintentionally, I think you've actually done us a great service by seeking the Bullywood Court, as we were trying to help the prince light the Fey beacons.
The Prince of the Bullywood Court. Excellent. We will light up his life.
100%.
And all of them open their wings together in unison and
Say
out
hello
into the
to
sky.
the little
Snoodle.
Snoodle for me.
And the oil can is calling back.
How are we supposed to get back? Do we need to get back? I don't know.
We're trapped in a mirror. None of this matters.
4 of the beacons are now lit,
Oh,
Cody, what were you saying to those?
and none have gone out.
You made one cry. Jellifer and I are very concerned.
Yes, I convinced him that method acting is a terrible and abusive form of acting.
Were you gonna say?
did you keep him?
What's the prince's name?
The prince's name is Alagarthus.
Okay.
Well, and so I explain what happened to the rest of the party, like in detail.
Oh my gosh.
Ah. We were
What?
right to be concerned, Jellifer.
I think so.
What do you mean? I helped them. We've been helping people. We just helped the little goblin girl.
Well,
We
that's
did.
true.
Yeah, we did.
But I mean, you completely dissuaded somebody that what they had been doing was,
They
Well,
loved,
method acting is abusive to the other actors.
they loved something, and you took that.
No, I refuse to
Although
hear it.
they
I
are-
refuse to hear it. If you force somebody to help you poop when you have perfectly functioning legs, you are a bad person.
I don't know what that has to do with
The elf,
acting.
Jarad Lito.
ha.
I'm extremely disappointed in you, Cody. To the prince.
Are you going to the next beacon, or what are you doing?
I guess, yeah.
Can we
try
like
and
kind of like
intercept
get in
him.
front of him a bit?
Try and intercept him at the next. How close to the water are we too? Because there's a lake between, like, encircling or
Yeah. So
encircled by.
you can walk around the lake. He
Okay.
is at this point on the opposite end of the lake from you, heading up the 5th beacon.
Do we know what happens when he lights all the beacons?
Well, Endelin told him that it would get him home,
That's
Okay.
what she said.
right? Queen?
Okay. Right.
Cody takes a moment to realize that he might have actually helped the prince when he was really just trying to like get rid of these birds.
Yeah.
And then when he found out they were cursed birds, he was like, "Well, actually, there'd be a great place to go."
Can we help him light the I mean, I can produce flame. I can.
Maybe we should speak with him first.
That's true. Maybe he has to be the one to light all the beacons, and it only works for him. What if I take his ability to go home away? Oh, I don't want to do that. Yeah.
Seeing the beacons lit, Percy yells, "The beacons are filled while they're lit." Wow, what's
As
the
you-
name calls for aid?
As you miss, Aligarthus calls for aid.
calls for aid.
You reach the base of the 5th beacon after it's been lit, and he's making his way down, holding a torch in front of him. A handsome wood elf, dressed in naught but commoner's clothes, steps into the light. Was it all of you that freed me from that horrible burden?
I think it was mostly him.
I convinced them to go and do pantomime plays for bullywugs.
Oh, don't drop that.
Oh God,
You all right?
yes. It's just been so long. And that is where we'll end tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us for another episode of Wild Beyond the Witchlight. We appreciate everybody joining us on a little bit of an odd evening as the holiday fell on the next. I hope that the voices were differentiable and audible in the microphones. We'll find out when I go to edit it. And with
I
that,
have faith in you.
Yes.
we will not be here next. We will not be here this Sunday as it's the holiday. Will we be here next Sunday, or are we off next Sunday?
I think we will be.
Next Sunday.
Yes.
We may not.
Wait.
We may be doing. We don't know yet.
We'll
Yeah.
let you know. We'll figure it out. It'll be on the calendar for Twitch.
It's a mystery.
Yes, but either way, this video will be up on YouTube.
Yay.
Possibly where you're seeing it right now, or on podcasts, possibly where you're listening to now. Thank you so much to our patrons, Sparky, Dossievid, Daniel, Rio's mom, Alistair, Sean, Rockelman, Deathgrasp, Eric Fox, Meepo, Dream Lover, and Duke Rellin. And with that, we'll come up with the tagline.
Eventually.
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 Good night, everybody!